Look at his face.
Lovesick.
GSL.
Yeah, his face, he's quite tense.
If I would meet Hero in the middle of the night and he would look at me like this, I would run.
Gatekeep Hero.
Starting at the top right, the Protoss player, sheer determination in his eyes. He wants to make this one count. His opponent is down 2 games already. Starting at the bottom left in the blue color, it is
OGS Legacy.
Formerly,
I'm scared. I'm really scared now.
formerly known as OGSJ, I wanted to make that known. Remember, guys, to go to gomtv.net/ticket, check out the premium tickets. Also, go on Twitter, follow GOMTV there. Follow myself at ProxyWolf, and of course, follow my handsome co-caster Caldor. Tell him if you like his hairstyle. I've seen pictures of you with hair. You look quite good in it. You look good both ways, man. So, you know, maybe you should
really old pictures.
Maybe you should. Yeah, I've seen some of your pictures. Don't worry, man. I know what you looked like with hair. You can grow it back. You don't have to worry about whether or not people are going to judge you if you have hair or not. It's cold outside. Maybe you should grow it. Something to consider.
Should probably get one of those fancy Russian hats with floppy things over the ears. Did you see that awesome bear hat that one of these guys had?
Yeah. I remember you telling me about that yesterday. I did catch it at the end.
It was really nice. It's, the hat is shaped in the form of a bear, and you have those glove thingies as well.
Yeah, I don't know what
like
those are
paws?
called. Yeah, it looks like paw. It looks like the gloves are like bear paws. It's really interesting.
Looked really funny, and you can go like, yeah, I'm a snow bear, polar bear style.
If only you guys could have seen what Caldor just did on camera. Well, the Nexus will go down before cannon, I think, for Hero. There it goes. The pylon has already blocked the hatchery. And even making an extra probe before cannon.
He has the scouting information that he needs. He's blocking his opponent's position and knows that the Zerglings are just now attacking. So he's aware that the Zerglings are not heading straight for his main base. Lovesick is a 22 supply before he can actually start his hatchery, which is happening right now. And the Overlord is in position. Overlords are so lazy in the early stages of the game. They are just hovering there, like chilling.
They're just chilling out. They don't need to work. They're just looking at things. Okay, they're the observers. Just watching.
In my next life, I want to be an Overlord.
I don't know, man.
Think about it. Being a drone sucks unless someone morphs you into a hive. It really sucks. You have to work all day and you are the first one to get killed. But the Overlord, if you're not one of the scouting Overlords, you can just chill the whole time. You have a good look at everything. You are uncontested unless your commander sends you into sheer death. And at some point you will maybe even be able to drop some banelings on your opponent.
I guess that's true. Well, I wanted to note also, Hero, he made his Nexus before cannon. He also made a third pylon. This third pylon, of course, being because he blocked his opponent with one pylon. But he was pretty greedy with how late he made his cannon. But it's really paying off. And as far as economy goes, he's 27 probes and 22 drones. But he's gonna even get further and further ahead with Chrono Boost temporarily here until the hatchery finishes. A third hatchery.
Loves to go in for the 3 bases now. Exactly. He's taking the third right away.
Now, you were talking about you would want to be an Overlord.
What do you want to be?
I would want to be... Now, this is very specific. Maybe this is against the rules, but I would want to be the drone that becomes the Ultralisk Cavern.
No. That doesn't count.
You can't do that?
I would like to be the drone that becomes the hive. And you have to choose a proto unit at that.
Okay, I have to choose a Protoss unit. Of course I'd be a Dark Templar, man. Nobody can see me. But I guess that could be... I guess
sneaking into the girls' bathroom.
I wasn't gonna say that.
Yeah,
I was
you were
gonna
thinking
say
about
no.
it.
I wasn't. What
Yes,
I was
you were.
actually no. What I was gonna say. Calm down. What I was gonna say.
Oh, come on, Will.
Was if I wanted to go on a date with a girl, she couldn't see how good looking I was without an observer. Okay, if she wanted to go on a date with me, she wouldn't know if I was about to stab her to death or if I was a really good looking guy. She'd have to have an observer
next to you when you date it. Okay, this is getting really weird now. First you sneak into the girls' bathroom and then you want to have an observer when you're meeting a girl?
No, I'm saying that it would be bad because she would need to have an observer. So I'm rethinking my choice. I wouldn't want to be a stalker either because that's bad for the girls too. Okay.
Well, I actually think your type of Dark Templar is some kind of stalking as well.
Maybe I should just be a High Templar, okay? Maybe that's what I should be, but they're a little bit slow, they're very powerful, and girls like High Templar. But
do?
High Templar are probably supposed to be celibate, so I don't know. It's hard to say. It's a really tough choice. I actually don't want to be a Protoss unit, Kaldor.
You are actually fighting a losing battle here.
Well, these Zealots are fighting a winning battle, actually really well microed against the wall there. The Stalker coming out to try to finish things off. Good micro with the Stalker as well. Good trade for Hero with his first pressure.
You're just trying to distract me.
No, I'm looking at that. I'm just telling. I'm a caster, man. I gotta tell these guys what's going on.
And what's going on is that Zergling is really killing the Stalker. I'm surprised. Well done. That's one Hero Zergling right now, and it will get a lot of goals as soon as he retreats back
That's not a Hero Zergling. That was a Lovesick Zergling. The Zealot was a Hero Zealot. Get these names straight, Kaldor.
I'm sorry. Well, I think I deserved that, didn't I?
Well, we'll continue this conversation later. We'll talk more about this, but right now I want to talk about the Zealot pressure coming out for Hero. He's not hugging the wall, so the Zealots are going to actually get surrounded, and the Banelings will come and flank them. And more pressure coming out with that first 4 gateway. This is a common 4 gateway pressure coming out for Hero. He's trading okay, but he was not really able to do a ton of damage.
We have Blink coming up now with a Twilight Council finished and a lot of Spore Crawlers for Lovesick. He just wants to make sure that whatever Hero throws at him, he'll be able to react to it. We have the Lair Tech now for Lovesick, and he is getting more and more Zerglings by the minute.
Nice targeting of that probe. Delays the Nexus that may be started very soon here for Hero quite significantly. Still more Banelings on the way for Lovesick. Very interesting. Lair is on the way, and you guys were mentioning Blink is on the way. He's also got a robotics facility coming up here. He's added a few more gateways. He's gone up to 6 gateways in total. I really think Hero's plan here is to take a 3rd base, but it's not going to be easy with this many Zerglings out on the map.
I'm a little bit surprised that Lovesick so far didn't build a Roach Warren just in case. He has to know that he's behind in regards to his upgrades.
Yeah.
So his opponent already has +1, is going for +2. He's not even trying to get +1 armor because he knows he can't keep up with the Protoss attack upgrades. So why not get that Roach Warren so that he can deal with your opponent's units? He's not getting Infestation Pit either to deal with Blink.
He's getting Baneling speed. So he's choosing to go for Banelings to deal with Zealots rather than getting the Carapace upgrade or getting the Roaches. It's an interesting choice. Of course, later on, the Banelings can be quite useful with Overlord drops or run-bys in the mineral line, things like that. So it's going to be pretty scary for Hero, but I think the Roach Warren is definitely the more standard choice.
And the Spire Tech, he's going for Mutalisks this time. Hero already has Blink. He has a decent amount of Stalkers at that. Well, no, he only has 5, but he will add Stalkers as soon as he realizes that his opponent is going for the Spire Tech. One of the reasons why he got Blink is because he wants to rely more and more on Stalkers as farther as the game goes.
Yeah, he's going to have a really good amount of production when that 3rd base finishes. In fact, he'll probably add 2 or 3 more gateways very soon as that Nexus is finishing up. A Zergling counterattack comes over here, but with these Stalkers and the cannon, should be able to defend it quite well. He should just blink. Yeah, there he goes, blinking behind the pylons.
Awesome Blink, very well done.
There's a sentry here, but he misses the force field.
Trying to sneak into the base, he's actually getting into the main base of his opponent, scouts all the gateways, gets into the economies, the economy line, taking down a few probes, and he's trying to, but the warp-ins of Hero prevent this.
Yeah,
we have
nice.
another expansion being denied by Hero.
Nice defense by Hero. He didn't even bring his units back, which is what Lovesick really wanted him to do. Now he's going to have to be really good with his force fields here. There's a lot of Zerglings and some Banelings with speed here. Gonna have to use beautiful force fields. Can he do it? No, the answer is no, he cannot. The sentry's taking a huge hit.
He's losing 2 of them, and he has to use additional force fields. So Hero with a small blunder, there was a gap between the force fields, and therefore he now lost his unit. He's getting surrounded. The links are not enough, though. He has to use all the energy on his sentries in order to keep that small army alive. There are so many links now for Lovesick.
Well, you know, Hero, his force fields were late. They weren't the best, but it looks like they may be enough because he is pushing forward here. He's got that Observer with the army, like you said. He's cleaning up this creep, but Lovesick does not have a lot of units. Like you say, he doesn't have that Roach Warren.
On the other hand, he doesn't have force fields now either. That's the last amount of force fields that he has, and the sentries are going to die.
And the Banelings not hitting the best hits there. Hero can actually warp in more Zealots now as the Banelings start to disappear. The Muta is actually going to run into some trouble as well here.
Bad unit control by Lovesick. He should have saved that Mutalisk. He's getting 26 additional Zerglings. +2 is about to finish as well. 13 Banelings being morphed.
Yeah, 4 cannons going up right now for Hero. As soon as he saw that Muta, he's totally ready. Getting cannons 2 in the main, 2 at his 3rd base. Going home with all of his units, knowing, okay, I forced his cancel on the 4th base several times. They even have a Zealot here, ready to deny him again. And we're about to see that in action. The drone totally denied at the top left by that Zealot.
You have the armor upgrade for Lovesick being researched now, and the +3 attack upgrade for Hero is already in the making. That Zealot is dying to the links.
I like that Hero's placed a pylon up at the top left as well, so that even though he lost that Zealot there, he can warp in more units to deny the base. Muta's completely denied by the cannons that Hero put up earlier.
I like the decision to make the cannons in the base. A lot of Protoss players would not go for the cannons, but just try to defend with the Stalkers, and you are always vulnerable to attacks as soon as you start to move out. So getting these cannons is really a good decision.
Yeah, this is something that actually, you're exactly right, a lot of Protosses have been skipping out on, but recently, people are starting to figure it out. You just have to make cannons. You just have to do that. And it can help so much.
Yeah, exactly what you saw right now. Oh, he's blinking and opening a gap in the wall, but at the same time, the 3rd base is being attacked. Oh!
Beautiful force fields, the best force fields we've seen from Hero. Can he get one more?
Wow, very well done. He's killing all the Banelings. 3 are able to sneak into the economy. He killed 25 workers in total.
Yeah, but right now the worker count actually 70 for Hero to 73 of Lovesick. Despite losing all those workers, he has not missed a beat with his probe production.
And going for Storm now, Templar Archive is done. The first High Templars entered the game. 4th base for Lovesick. 151 supply to 150.
I really like Hero's play in this entire game, Kaldor. He's been aggressively scouting his opponent's unit composition. He always knows what he's up against. He's been denying bases. He scouts this base now. He knows about he's going to move forward with his main force soon.
Oh, and did he just move in another Zealot at the top left where his opponent is right now building a 5th? Yes, he did. You can't see it on the minimap right now, ladies and gentlemen, but there is still that pylon going strong, and he's able to warp in additional 4 Zealots, something that he does right now.
Yeah, and with only Zerglings coming to defend, the Zealots will be able to force a cancel on that hatchery most likely.
At the bottom we have Lovesick not with vision onto his opponent's units, and there are the Zealots attacking that base while the Stalkers are going in for the kill, taking down the Queen and using all their power to take down that 4th base.
Nice Templar splitting here, having Templar in both places. The Mutas, though, doing a decent amount of damage, and the Baneling's going to hit a ton of probes!
That hurt.
One
that
Archon
hurt a lot.
hitting these Mutas as they target down the Nexus.
He's losing the 3rd base. Hero loses the 3rd base, and he lost a lot of probes at that.
A lot of drones going down for Lovesick as well to these Zealots. Those Zealots being worth their weight in minerals.
Back and forth game, Wolf. We have both of them at the same amount of supply right now. Hero is struggling a little bit to get a 3rd up and going again. And 31 Banelings morphing for Lovesick.
I like that choice. He can trade fairly cost efficiently with those Banelings if he hits Hero's army just right. The Mutas going for the Templar Archives. Will he get it? I think he will.
He's blinking in. Oh, wow, able to defend the Templar Archive. Good job, well done by Hero. And Lovesick so far in this game lost a lot more resources than his opponent. 5,000 more than Hero, but still on the same supply, getting the +2 armor upgrade, +2 attack for the Mutalists is nearly completed.
Yeah, and look at this, the Zealots with +3, even though they got surrounded here, they traded okay. I'm surprised it took him so long to deal with those Zealots and he didn't use other units to deal with those, just always Zerglings.
Finally scouting that pylon and taking it down.
And right now, Lovesick with a 20 supply lead and a decent unit composition, but if Hero gets good force fields off, or more importantly, good storms off on those Banelings,
31 Banelings, 82 Zerglings. He needs perfect force fields and the storm. If he's able to pull this off, then Hero will kill his opponent's army in the blink of an eye. Banelings are quite allergic to good storms.
Yeah, they are, man. They get pretty agitated when that storm hits them. Here we go. Hero with a better concave at the bottom of the ramp here with Archons in front. Storms go down. The Banelings taking a lot of hits. Oh!
Nice. Well done by Hero. Very well done. That Archon tanked so many Banelings, and the storm hit Kowell on losing more and more probes, though, at his 4th base.
Yeah, Hero dropping in supply rapidly.
In total, Hero lost 60 probes over the course of the game. He's at 56 probes against 66 now. Once again, Lovesick going in with the Mutalist. Beautiful storm, forcing them back.
Yeah, Hero being very on top of his storming, very good at multitasking with his High Templar. Right now, Hero gonna blink forward and kill some mutas as well. This may be the turning point for Hero. He's starting to get an army that may finally be able to combat that of Lovesick. Lovesick warping in, I say warping in, but morphing in about 21 more Banelings.
And I am not sure if Banelings are gonna cut it. Banelings, Zerglings and Mutalisk are all vulnerable to Storm, very vulnerable to Storm, and Hero is now relying on High Templars more and more. He has 9 of them already. I think he's ready for the next attack wave of Lovesick.
I feel like Lovesick could switch to Roaches, or should have a little bit earlier, and now he's in a tough spot. He's trying to, well, hold that thought. A nice blink, catching a ton of these mutas.
Beautiful.
But with the blink forward, the Stalkers now have to be careful. A good storm. Wow.
Hero's playing so smart right now.
He is, man. I am seeing play from Hero right now that I have been waiting for. This is the Protoss versus Zerg I've been looking for, man.
Lovesick still sticking to his unit composition, trying to get in a position where he can attack his opponent's nexus again. He spotted the Banelings though. Is he able to storm again? The Archons are taking some damage, blinking away with the Stalkers. Another nice storm. Lovesick is dropping in supply, and he is losing more and more resources. He lost 25,000 resources in this game, while Hero only lost 17,000.
About 33% more resources lost. He's going to lose some of these Banelings to Stalkers, perhaps. Nope, Hero not realizing quite in time. And Lovesick, though, he is on 4 bases, but Hero, you know, he's got 4 bases. I'd like to see Lovesick take a 5th base while he puts this pressure on. He's just not doing it, however. Good force fields going down, and oh, the sickest storm I've ever seen.
That was beautiful.
Oh, look at that Archon targeting on some of the Banelings as well. Wow. Always morphing in Archons in the face of the Banelings as well.
Those Banelings are just not able to connect, are they? I mean, they are trying to catch the Stalkers, but they are fighting a losing battle with the Stalkers being able to blink and the High Templars providing cover with the Storm.
It's just a losing battle now for Lovesick, and now Hero with a supply lead, 4 base to 4 base. He's got that army he can use to attack. He even has a Warp Prism he could use to start harassing as well.
He built the robotic support bay in order to switch to Colossi. No, sorry.
Yeah, he's getting that Gravitic Drive upgrade for his Warp Prism, and this is a pretty scary spot for Lovesick. He's just continuing to make Banelings, but it's not the right moment to make Banelings anymore. His opponent has the perfect composition to counter that. He has had that composition for quite some while, in fact. Lovesick just not switching over to Roaches at any time, and now it's too late.
Yeah, Hero is pulling ahead in supply. He's already had with 30 supply now, and he's on 4 bases, getting a 5th now at the bottom right, and more High Templars are being warped in. He's back to 8 while having 3 Archons at that.
Yeah, he's almost in an unlosable position. It's going to take a lot for Lovesick to come back. He's making a 5th hatchery again at the top left, but Zealots are coming over there. Smartly, Lovesick knows this, though, and will clean them up before they can force a cancel.
Finally, the attempt to tech up. He's going for the Infestation Pit, which allows him the Hive Tech.
Yeah, it's going to be really important for him to get that out.
And of course, with the Fungal, he could finally prevent the Stalkers from blinking and maybe connect with the Banelings.
Zealot drop here. He's actually going to drop his Templar as well. Unusual drop there. Didn't go for drones.
Kamikaze Templars.
But Hero's Warp Prism is still alive. He's actually sending it now to the top left with the army as well.
Needs to shut down that attempt of Lovesick to get another base. He might be able to catch all these drones.
I'm so happy about Hero's play right now, Caldor. He's taking a 5th base at the bottom right. He's doing everything correctly. He knows his opponent is still dependent on those Banelings. Lovesick looks like he's going to try to run in with those Banelings, perhaps to target down this Nexus. There are Templar here with Storm, though.
Using one Storm at the top, the Mutalists need to dodge. He's using another Storm. A lot of those Banelings connect, but they're not dealing the damage they need to do. A beautiful Storm annihilating the rest of the Zerglings.
And that could be game, Keldor. Hero now with almost double the supply of his opponent. Warp Prism harass commencing up at the top left. Lovesick does not have enough units to deal with that. Hero is coming down the center. He can't send all of his units to deal with this Warp Prism because if he does, he's going to die in the center. He just does not have enough.
Hero is 70 supply ahead now. He's trying to put more pressure onto the base at the top left. The hatch is already halfway gone. Is he going to target the hatch? He should. He's fighting the Zerglings first, warping in more and more units with that Warp Prism. And that Warp Prism really pays off now.
Yeah, he's actually going to drop a High Templar in the main base. Feedbacks some Queens, takes them out.
Nice.
And gets out. And the Zealots remain alive over at the top left. He's finally going to target down that hatchery, I think.
He's going for the hatchery indeed, taking it down, and this cripples Love6 economy. GG's out of the game, and Hero, 2 wins, 1 loss.
And guys, that is, I could not stress enough in the middle of that game because I was too excited about it. That is some of the best Protoss versus Zerg I have ever seen. Doing everything right. Protoss versus Zerg is actually in a development stage right now where people are figuring out, okay, you have to make cannons at all of your base if your opponent goes muted. People were just not doing that. Now they're doing it. They're getting the High Templar. The timing for the High Templar and the Storms are really good, and the Storms are brilliant for Hero. And even though Hero played a perfect game in that game, he actually even took a 5th base. He never once overcommitted to attack. He did harassments with the Warp Prism. He also had the pylon on the top left to harass that base, forced to cancel on it several times, killed a lot of drones. But I can't stress enough either that Love6 stuck with this Baneling tech for the whole time, and there was a moment where he was trading okay with his Banelings. He should have switched into something else, but he never did. The Storms were out, there were too many Stalkers, and when you have Archons even in the mix, your Banelings are not going to be cost efficient. The Storms, if you're counting on your opponent to miss Storms with your unit composition, then as long as your opponent doesn't miss, you're going to lose, and Hero didn't miss. He hit all of his Storms really well.
There were a couple of moments in the game where Love6 could have dealt a little bit more damage to his opponent, maybe get further ahead and try to get the momentum in order to take a base out. Then he could have stuck to his unit composition. But when Hero was on the same amount of bases and got that 4th as well, still going for a combination that is so vulnerable to Storm, while your opponent has the resources to warp in more and more High Templars, warp the Archons, just didn't turn out in his favor. It just, at that point in time, the odds were stacked against him.
Yeah, definitely so. And things spiraled out of control.
And he's out of...
Yeah, he's out of it. He will not be able to get any. He's 0-3, so now he's kind of like that group. He's kind of like the final boss in the group. Some people are going to have to battle him to get points, but he himself will not be able to get out of the group. So, well played by Hero. Love6 decision-making a little bit sketchy at times, and he just continued with the Baneling tech, but it was not enough.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are heading another 5-minute break, and then we will be back with the next up and down matches at the GSL. Don't go anywhere. I'm Calder. With me is Wolf.
See you guys.
We are back in a few seconds.